with the whole situation with Joey, where are you kind of at with him now? Like, do you guys talk or just civil?
No.
With that whole situation, what is kind of your opinion on it, being like a friend of both sides?
Do you know what? I think it's really difficult.
I reckon that was all calculated in the back of their heads. They probably
whether
thought
they were like, ding, 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 this is going to be a great storyline. But obviously I had no idea, I didn't think for a second that he would go on.
No. Hey guys, welcome back to another season of Charlize's Private Story. This new series is going to be so good because I'm so excited to share even more about my world as I keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on in my life and spill even more tea. If you're new here, I'm a content creator with a passion for all things beauty and fashion, and I love to overshare and tell you guys a bit too much, so on this podcast you can expect things about my relationships, friendships, and even more. And every week I'm joined by other influencers, celebrities, my own family members and friends to talk all about the latest gossip, their picnics, and their very own private stories. And I want you guys to keep getting involved just like you did last season, so please make sure to keep sending in your latest stories, questions, and dilemmas for us to work through in this judgment-free zone. So welcome back to my private story. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Charlize's Private Story. Today, I have got someone that as soon as I saw her face, I was like, I need to get her on the pod. I've got Grace.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, girl. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So, for people that might not know who you actually are, could you give like a little introduction?
Of course. So, I'm Grace. I'm from Manchester and I was on the seasons of Love Island.
Sorry, the Manchester accent. I absolutely love it. Like, the reason I want to move there is so my kids can have that accent because I don't want them to sound Essex.
Really?
Love a Manchester
See, I
person.
love a London accent.
No.
I love it. I feel like it's always, you want what you can't have.
We were just saying this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like with a lot of different things recently, I've just wanted the northern life and I'm going to have it eventually. And you're going to be a southerner. So
yeah, we're going to swap. We're going to swap, yeah.
It would be great. But before we kind of get into all the Love Island chat, I wanted to know, like, what did you do before Love Island? What was, like, your life like before?
So I modelled before. So I used to model full time and then I was basically in uni, graduated from uni. So I've got a marketing degree. And then once I graduated, I was kind of like, I want to go into like digital marketing, social media, that type of thing. So I've actually got my own agency. So I've got my own marketing agency. So I handle like businesses like Instagram, basically all their marketing side, all their social media. I've recently just started doing an event. Ooh. So that's really fun. And yeah, modelling kind of like on the side as well. So that's basically what I was doing in my time before Love Island. So busy.
Very busy. Because I saw everyone found pictures of you modelling for Shein. Did you see this?
Yeah. So that was like e-com modelling for like Shein. I used to do Boohoo, like PLT, that type of thing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I definitely saw you on PLT and never realised.
Yeah, that was, to be fair, I've not worked with PLT for years. But it's actually so funny because I used to do maternity for Boohoo. And when I came out, which is so random, I literally used to go to the gym all the time and I used to think, I used to have to put like a baby bump on me.
Yeah, because they actually showed me before when I went to PLT their maternity fake bumps.
Yeah,
I always thought, oh, they're real pregnant people.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, they're not. It's like, it's a fake bump that you like strap on from behind and I'd literally be walking around and it would take us so long to get this bump on that I would keep it on for lunch. Like I wouldn't take it off till the end of the day. I used to have to like walk around with it, but it's the cutest thing. Like you're literally just pregnant for the day.
I bet you loved it because you could see what you look like pregnant.
Well, I'd look like pregnant, exactly. But it was so funny because I'm so petite and then I'd have this like big bump. And when I came out, the amount of people that were sending me pictures like, were you pregnant? Like, who is this person? It's your twin and they're pregnant. And I'm thinking, it's a fake bump. Like,
oh my God, clearing the rumours
It's
up.
literally a fake bump. I'm not actually pregnant, was never pregnant.
That is crazy.
But it's so funny, yeah.
Wow, but Manchester life.
Yeah.
Do you like living in Manchester? Because you just told us some news about London.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Manchester. Like, Manchester's my home. But I'm dying to move to London. I feel like what it is with Manchester is you get to a point where, do you know, sometimes because it's like with anywhere, you just outgrow it a little bit. But it's definitely like a little mini London. Like there's so many like amazing restaurants. All the buildings there are like, do you know, the apartments and stuff like
incredible.
They're incredible. They're unreal. But I feel like I'm turning 26 in a few weeks and I've hit that point in Manchester life where I'm like, I want to move. I want to be to a bigger city. Yeah. I want to be with different people.
It must get kind of same old.
It gets
and people probably all
it
similar.
gets a bit same old, and people probably feel that with any city that they live in. But it is my home. It'll always have a special place in my heart. Like it's literally amazing. But yeah, I'm ready for London life.
That's going to be so exciting.
So exciting.
Moving on to Love Island chat.
Yes.
You did an audition, did you? You got scouted.
I got scouted, yeah.
So how did this process work? Can you kind of give us a little explanation?
Yes. So basically, one of the casting team got in touch with my agent. And basically, I think it was kind of for like, I don't know if it was specifically for me, but it was kind of like a fast track application type of thing.
Or for the agency?
Yeah.
They did that for my
Yeah. So my agent called me and was like, would you want to do it? And I was like, to be honest, no. Like I've always watched it and I always thought how fun would it be to be on there? But I was like, I don't know if I'd actually want to go on it. And she was like, just try it out, just see what they say. So I did my kind of like fast track application. And then I think they called me the next day, and then you do the whole Zoom calls, and then what else do you have to send over? You have to go through like, there's like 1,000,001 questions, so you kind of fill them out.
I bet it's long.
Yeah, it is long. And I'm sat there like with my friend, like there's all these things like, tell us this experience, tell us about your dating life. But I didn't really date. Like I was very much a relationship person. So I wouldn't have any stories to like put down. So I thought, I don't even know if they're going to find me like interesting and do you know what I mean? I'm not really a dater. Anyways, they literally got me in straight away. So went to ITV, had all my interviews. So met like the casting team, the exec, basically all the team that kind of run it. And then I think it was quite a quick process, but this was basically for the winter one, so I did speak about this on another podcast. So it was for Sammy's and Tom's, and Claudia Fogarty was in that one. So it was for that. But when they approached me, I think the show was starting within like a week. So basically, because I was like later on in the process, they offered me a place on the show, but they said it's after Casa. So I'd go in as a bombshell. And I was just like, I just don't know if I want to go that late on in the do you know like that late on in the show?
You want to be a bad.
And you kind of want to be like before Casa, and like if you want to, do you know what I mean? I just felt like it's a risky game going in that late. I just don't, at that point in the show, I don't want to be splitting up couples. Do you know what I mean? That's too much for me. So I was basically said like I'm going to leave that. Then they got back in touch for last summer's one, but I was away a lot, so it just didn't really align. And then they got back in touch for this one. And they were like, third time lucky. And I was like, oh my God. I said, because it's the longest process going through it all. And you've got to do all your like checks. You've got to do all your health checks. You've got to get your bloods done. Like there's a lot.
Really?
Oh, it's so thorough. Like it's such a thorough process.
Oh my God.
So I was like, I just don't know if I can be bothered going through it. And I thought, do I even want to do this? And then I was just like, do you know what? Let's just do it. Like, let's just have it in the sideline. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then, it happened. And I went in at like a perfect time. Like it was like 10 days into the show. So I was happy to go in. But that's basically how it was.
Oh my God. I was like, who is that girl? I remember we paused it and went back and we was like, who is that girl?
I
was
love
like,
that.
What the hell? Like, bombshell. Also, we was all waiting for a blonde girl. There was no blonde girls.
There was no blondes.
And I was like, me and my friend Scarlett, because she texted me and was like, whoever that blonde girl is, she's made it. You literally walked in and made us blondes proud. We were
I
all
love
like,
that.
yes,
I know, because I
thank
feel
you.
like there's barely any blondes. Like when I was kind of watching it, because I managed to watch it a few days before I went in, I was like, where are all the blondie girls?
And
like,
you
where
found out about
blondes?
Joey 3 days before, wasn't it?
Literally, like a few days before, which was just crazy to me.
Which I thought you had probably watched all of it and then gone in a little bit later, but you was in the holding for a while.
Yeah, I was in holding, so I had no phone, no internet access, no TV. Like they're so strict, they'll come and like unplug. Even, do you know, like the phone that you get on the side of the table to like ring reception, like they'll unplug it, they'll take it out of your room, they unplug the TV, they take your remote out. You have absolutely no like access to anything other than just like what you're doing that day to day. And then they were like, do you know what, we're gonna let her watch it because she kind of needs to know who's in there, what bombshells have already gone in and stuff.
I think 10 days in is quite far in.
Yeah, and there had been a lot of drama, more than they anticipated. So they were like, Grace needs to know what's kind of going on. So I literally binge watched it like 3 days before, and then I seen him go in and I was like, oh my God. But
your season was actually really drama-y.
Yeah, it was a lot of drama.
Normally at the start they're like so friendly. But who would you say out of all of the girls you got on with the most?
Do you know what? I feel like I always say this, they casted the girls amazingly. Like there isn't anyone that I didn't get on with. Like I genuinely clicked with them all. But I think you always have like your closer girls, don't you?
Always, yeah, anywhere.
I really clicked with Harriet like as soon as I went in. And honestly, I've said this to her, like I didn't think that I would. From watching her, I thought me and her are so different, like we're different personalities. But as soon as I got in there, I was like, oh my God, like you're literally my girl. Like we literally just clicked straight away. Uma, like she's just amazing, literally the most amazing person.
So
Matilda,
sweet.
Love Matilda.
He was very close with Jessie as well.
So close with Jessie.
People were like, what?
Yeah.
But I thought it was really mature.
Yeah, do you know what it was? It was like once we'd had a conversation about just like leaving things in the past and her moving forward with Joey, I was thinking, why? I don't need to hold this on my shoulders. Like she's actually a lovely, lovely girl, and we actually are quite similar minded in how we think. So I was like, why would I not get on with this person? Like I don't
because
need
of a boy.
Because of a boy. I'm not letting this come between us. And we actually really clicked. Once we started to actually like get to know each other as friends, like we really got on. And Jess from Casa, clicked with her, loved her so much.
She's lovely.
Yeah, she is.
With Joey, I mean, before you went in, what was you thinking? Like, I'm going to go in and get back with him, or was that not the intention?
Not at all. So when I watched it, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is even happening. Like, because he's not like a full ex. Like, we weren't fully together, but we did have something quite strong on the outside.
Ibiza?
Yeah, so we met in Ibiza and then carried on seeing each other once we'd got home.
Got you.
And then it just brutally like got cut off, and then we just never spoke again. So yeah, once I saw that he was in there, I was like, do you know what? It's probably a good opportunity for us to just chat. Like we can have a talk. We got on as friends anyway. Like I rated him as a person. So I was like, if it doesn't, if nothing is like picked up from where we left off, that's fine, because I'm happy to have him as a friend in there. It would be quite nice to know someone in there, like when you're in such an unnatural situation. So once I went in, I was like, let's just have a chat, which we did. And then I think after that chat, it was kind of clear that we still liked each other. And from what I'd seen from him and Samantha, it looked like things were like fizzling out.
Yeah.
And as soon as I went in, I was honest with all the girls. I said, listen, I know him. This is the story behind it. I'm not in a rush to speak to him. Like if we move on as friends, that's amazing. If there's anything more there, like I'll just have to see. And she was like reassuring me and was like, do not worry. Like things are fizzling out. I'm kind of out of it anyway. I don't think there's a spark there. So it kind of felt like neither of them were that interested. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of from what I'd seen and what she was telling me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where it went. And then as soon as we had that chat, I think because we were like flirting and I could tell like something was still there.
I mean, I couldn't even imagine going in thinking you're just going to meet everyone new and then seeing like an ex thing.
Yeah.
That would be like my worst nightmare, but also really fun. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a bit like fun because you're thinking like, God, this could go either way. And
you could love or hate each other.
Yeah, literally. And then as soon as like we got coupled up, I was thinking, oh, this is perfect. Like this is going to be me till the end. He's going to be like my man on the outside. Like this is great. And then obviously what happened. And like I'm happy for him and Jessie. But it was just a crazy scenario because you're so in your head, you think, when you go in there, you're not going to know anybody and you're going to get to know everybody and you're not going to have any old flings in there. And people were always like, do you think any of your exes would go in? And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, there's no way. And then when I seen him in there, I was like, oh,
but no one expected
God.
such a big person to go in there.
For him to even go in anyway is like crazy. Like no one would ever have known. Like they hid it so well.
I didn't watch the first night, and then when I saw, I think my friend Scarlett, we always text about Love Island.
Yeah,
we talked about you, but before she was like, Joey Essex is going in and sent a video, and I was with my mum and I went, apparently Joey Essex is going, and then we looked and I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah, like how did they even
didn't make sense?
Yeah, they like managed to get him in there so seamlessly. Like nothing got
everything.
Yeah, nothing got leaked,
Crazy.
So no one would have ever known. So I was just sat in my cast holding with no phone, no contact with my friends or family, just with my chaperone, and I was just like,
I bet your friends were like,
yeah. And I was thinking, they're going to know. They're not going to even know if I know because I hadn't started watching it at the same time as them. And they're going to be stressing, thinking, what the hell?
With your friends, did you talk to them and tell them like you're going in to all of them?
Yeah, so I have a group, there's 5 of us, so they knew literally all about it, and then my mum and dad, like close family knew.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't tell anyone because I was just like, they say to ITV, they're like, until you're in the villa, you're not in the villa. Like we could fly you out.
I had one of my friends, she didn't get in, but she was told that she was going in, so and I can imagine.
Yeah, and it's awful. I think like they even say they can fly you out and then fly you back home. So they're like, until you step foot in that villa, villa, you're not in there. So I just didn't want to go around telling people. Like once I'd got leaks, people were like, oh my God, are you going in? And I was like, no, it's just rumours, like it's just speculation. Because I just thought if anything changes, I don't want that embarrassment to be like, you didn't even go in. Do you know what I mean?
Head down, like,
yeah,
great.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
I was supposed to, but this year they just didn't really need me.
Exactly. Like,
so your friends all knew, you told your friends.
Yeah, they knew.
I bet that was such a weird experience for them to be watching you on the TV.
So weird.
Because we all watch it, like it's such a big thing in our family.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like one of my friends going
actually going on it and sitting watching them. I know, I bet it was so weird for them.
I always say to my friends though, like, please go on so I can just sit at home and be like, oh.
I know, and just watch them. I think it's fine for them because they're watching you and they can see you every day. Whereas you're sat there thinking, God, I wonder what my family are doing and I wonder what my friends are doing.
Literally.
But it's fine for them because they're obviously watching you. So
they can see it all.
Yeah.
But with the whole situation with Joey, where are you kind of at with him now? Like, do you guys talk or just civil?
No, we're just civil. Like, I think because there was so much drama in the villa, you don't necessarily want to bring that into real life. Like, obviously, when you're in there, it's such a bubble and you're arguing about things that don't really matter. Like you're arguing and having like disagreements about things that happen in the villa. So to bring that out, I didn't want to do that. I knew he didn't want to do that. Like he apologized and just said, you know, like it was nice to see you anyway. I don't want any beef. And I just said like, listen, just squash it. I don't want to go into like the real world and be at events and be at like social stuff.
It'll be awkward.
And it'd be awkward,
you.
Especially because I'm such good friends with Jessie and I want to carry that on and we're both friends on the outside. So to have beef with Joey is just, it's pointless. Do you know what I mean?
No point.
It's done now. It's in the past. I don't need to carry that on my shoulders. I don't want him to carry that. So
your maturity is admired. Like honestly, when I tell you, you are so mature.
Thank you.
And you held yourself like very, very well. Because we were all
you.
looking at it thinking like, you could be so petty.
Yeah.
And
I
like
could be
so many
petty,
girls probably would be so
and
petty.
I can be really petty, but I also thought it doesn't look good on me if I'm petty. Like I don't need to be petty. Like what is the point? Like it's not a good representation of my character. So I just thought,
no, you definitely did the right thing. Mm-hmm. You smashed it in there. I loved it. Obviously, Mimii, this is the big thing, isn't it? It's like the Mimii and Ayo situation.
Yeah.
What was like, because I can't imagine sitting in there with her, seeing her be like that, and then I bet you was literally like shaking for her. Because when I was watching it, I was thinking, I would not know what to do or say to someone if they just experience it.
I know.
If you've never watched Love Island, basically, Mimii was coupled up with Ayo.
Yeah.
Very, very close coupled up.
Yeah.
And then Ayo ended up being with another girl, Jess, and brought her back from Casa.
Yeah.
Whilst Mimii stayed extremely loyal. Like, they were sleeping outside.
I know.
With that whole situation, what is kind of your opinion on it? Being like a friend of both sides.
Do you know what? I think it's really difficult because when we were in Casa, we were like, Ayo is definitely not going to switch. Like we were 110%, like we were sure in it. And we were like, if there's anybody, it's not going to be him. Like him and Mimii, I think they'd been coupled up the longest out of all the couple. Oh, as well as Kieran and Nicole.
Yeah.
But we were just like 100%, he's not going to swap. Like he's going to be behaving like they were so close. Like because they've been coupled up, I think like 4 weeks. And even on the outside, if you're spending like 4 weeks with someone, it's like a
hardcore,
bit,
yeah.
Whereas in there, it's like even more intense. So we were like, we didn't even bat an eyelid. We thought like Mimii will be fine. And obviously Mimi's such like a loyal person. Like she was honestly incredible in Casa. Like she was friendly to the boys, but just didn't give them anything. And she very much like shut it down, but like respectfully. Because she had someone in there that was like gunning for her and that really wanted her. So like the fact that she didn't entertain anything, like she stayed true to herself and was like, I'm not interested, but did it like politely.
Loyal.
Yeah, very loyal. So I think Mimii was the last one to walk back in. So obviously we all went back into the main villa.
Did you have a feeling when you saw him? Or no?
Do you know what? Because I think I went in first and I was sat with them all around the fire pit. And he kept like looking down and he looked a bit uncomfortable. But then, like, it's such an uncomfortable situation anyway. Like
Body language.
When you're around the fire pit, it is awkward and it's really intense and stuff. So sometimes, like, if you're a bit nervous, like, you can, do you know what I mean? But we all sometimes are. And then, yeah, no, I didn't have a clue. Like, I just thought he'll be with Mimii. And then obviously he stood up and I could tell by his speech that he was then recoupling with Jess. So for us girls, that was really difficult because number one, we didn't know Jess.
No.
We're so close to Mimii. We've seen how like amazing him and like Ayo and Mimii were. So I was just thinking like, oh my God, please don't do this. Like this is heartbreaking. And then she walked back in on her own and like she handled it. The way she handled it was incredible. And like she always just looks so composed. Like she's just such like a little princess. Like she looks so beautiful. So I was just thinking like, oh, go Mimii, like round of applause. But then honestly, once she'd started spending time with Jess and Ayo and seeing them as a couple, and then obviously Josh came in for Mimii, you could see that the difference in couples, like even though Mimii and Ayo were amazing together, I think Jess brings out a different side to Ayo, as well as like Josh bringing a different side out to Mimii. So I think in the moment it's difficult, but it's actually, it makes sense now.
You know, I think they really suit each other more now as well.
Yeah.
Like since they've been out as well.
Both
That OK
couple,
mag that Mimii did.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like
Josh and
so,
Mimii.
yeah, Josh and Mimii are so slay.
Yeah.
And I think like even with Jess and Ayo, like they both actually work in different ways now. But in the moment you can't see it. But then when you give it a bit of time, you're like, maybe it worked out for the best.
And talking of kind of the big, you know, you've got events, you've got all of this stuff.
Yeah.
There has been so many talks that you're like the next Molly-Mae. Have you seen this?
I have actually seen it. And what a compliment, because I love her. I love her.
Have you ever met her?
Yeah, I have met her. I've met her at events. Yeah. Like,
so you
she's
come
lovely.
into the villa with a following already because you kind of booked yourself up.
Yes.
So what do you have a bit of pressure now that you want to like?
I don't even feel that much pressure.
No.
I'm just taking it like, because obviously I had management before I went in and she was working hard for me like when I was in there. So she was kind of setting things up because obviously you go in to find someone, but you know that it kind of elevates your platform as well.
Of course, yeah. And you've got to take that to your full advantage.
Yeah,
so
you've got to. So I think, I've got a few things up my sleeve. Like I've got things that I want to go down and what I want to work on.
Anything coming up?
I've got exciting things coming up. I just can't speak about it yet.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear all about it. I bet it's going to be amazing. But no,
I'm excited.
I wanted to say that because I feel like it's been all over my For You. Everyone's like, she's meant to be the next Molly-Mae.
Oh, I love that. I'm taking that as such a compliment because she's
honestly
unreal.
She holds herself just like you as well.
She's such like a boss, like proper like, you know.
But yes, you've got exciting things coming up.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear. But I want to play a game with you.
Okay, let's
We're going to play Pick a Nick.
Yeah.
So I want to know your opinion on certain things, okay? So I've got 3 topics. Tell me what you like and what you don't like about them.
Okay.
Starting off, Love Island. What's your Pick a Nick?
Something that I loved, and this, I don't know if this is really boring, but you could go and, I know this actually might sound so boring, but because you don't get much sleep in there, you never know how much sleep you get in. So my pick would be that they'd let you sleep on lunch and dinner. So you'd go and have your lunch and they'd be separated from girls and boys, and then they'd go and let you sleep throughout your whole lunch and dinner, which honestly sounds really boring, I know, but it was the best thing ever because I feel like every night you get probably like between 4 and 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So my pick would be that the producers let you go and sleep on your lunch and dinner. Ick would be the lights. Those lights coming on in a morning is the worst thing I've ever experienced.
I don't know how you all look so good.
No.
Yeah.
I would grab my glasses, put my mic on quickly and be like, oh my God, literally like, they'd be like, right, morning Islanders, put on your mic, sit up, and you'd literally have just woken up, like you put your glasses on, put your mic on straight away, sitting up and you're thinking, and they're asking you like, so how did you feel about last night? And I would sit there like, please, no one speak to me. Like I cannot talk right now. It was
tired.
Yeah, it was so intense with the light. So that is my ick.
One thing I loved about you was your pajamas. You always had good pajamas.
Did I?
Yeah.
They were never even my pajamas. Like I don't know why I didn't take any pajamas in there. I was just always thinking like bikinis and like night outfits.
Yeah.
So I used to borrow the girls' pajamas all the time. So shout out, I think Jessie gave me all her pajamas.
Loved them all. Whoever has them. I wish I was in there to share. Honestly.
I think Mimii as well. So
your
thanks,
PJ
girl.
sets were so good. I was like, damn, I want her pajamas.
Yeah, they weren't
but
even mine.
the lights do look awful.
Oh my God, babe, they're the worst.
So that's your ick and your pick.
Yeah.
Right. The second one is your fashion pick and ick.
Do you know what my ick is? Do you know when you've got heels and then you like lace them up? Do you know what's
like
so
them?
funny? No, I love them. But do you know, like, no, my ick. But like when they go over your toes and then like they actually give you like gammon feet. So then do you know when you take them off and they're like suffocating your leg and your feet that hard that you actually get like
the lines. Yeah.
And they like squish your toes together that much, like it actually looks like gammon that's wrapped around. Do you know what I mean? That is
the
my
string.
ick. And if I ever glance at my feet and they look like that, I think I have got the biggest ick. Like I cannot.
I just don't like my feet anyways. It's big feet.
Yeah, it's so funny. Literally, Jess messaged me last night and was like, Grace, have I taken your heels from the villa? She was like, I've got gammon feet, and they weren't my heels, but it literally was like, do you know when they wrap round that tight and your feet are literally squashed like that? And I think,
and your legs are kind of popping out the side.
and everything's going on and it's not a flex. So
that's your ick.
That's my ick. My pick is low rise, like anything low rise. I just absolutely love like jeans, denim skirt, like a sexy skirt or like something like on a night out. Low rise for me is just
Low rise. I absolutely love low rise. Anything low waisted now. I used to be a hater of it.
Yeah, it's giving very like 2000s cool girl. I think like
Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, I just love it.
I love that.
I love it.
And finally, travelling. You're a very big travel girly.
I love my travelling.
Pick a nick. Tell me where you love and where you don't like.
Okay, pick Miami.
Really?
Oh my God, I love Miami. Yeah. So I went to Vegas and Miami last year, but me and my friend kept missing our flight when we were in Vegas. So we were supposed to go to Miami for longer. Finally got to Miami, was only there for 2 days. And when I got there, I was like, oh my God, I want to move here.
Really?
Like, oh my God, it's just so like cool girl vibes. Like everyone was walking around with like their Starbucks, like Pilates. Like it's just like, do you know,
I think LA is quite like that though. West Hollywood of LA is very like
maybe
hot mum,
yeah,
yoga
very
mum.
hot mum. Yeah, because I was staying on like Miami Beach. So everyone was like super cool, tanned. Like they just looked like
put together.
Yeah.
Okay, Miami.
Love that. Do you know where I really don't enjoy, and I've been a few times? Barcelona. That is my ick.
Really?
If anybody's ever been, it smells so bad there. Like in the city bit anyway, like it just stinks. There's just something about it that I just don't like.
And you've been there quite a few times. You don't like it?
I've been a few times. I've tried it out and I'm just like, Barcelona is not for me.
Not for you.
No.
I want to try Madrid. That's meant to be really nice.
Yeah, I need to try Madrid.
So we're going to take some listener questions now from you guys at home. If you want to get involved with this, you can DM me at Amy Charlize's private story. And we literally go through them every single week and pick out questions to ask the guests. So I've got some for me and you to answer, Grace.
Oh my God, this is exciting.
The girl's called my name. Her name's Amelie too. So Amelie wants to know, what got you into social media?
So I think it was when I was in uni. So I probably started when I was like 17, 18. And I think I was just posting random pictures, posting fashion, posting like beauty stuff. And I think Rebellious or someone like that like contacted me and was like, can we send you some bits?
They were like one of the first to send me as well.
I feel like they were so big at that time. Like, do you know, like probably longer than 5-6 years ago, like however many years
when
ago.
When I first started in 2020, they were quite big then as well.
Yeah. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like, this is going to be so good. So I did a lot of gifting for years. And I think you just build up your following naturally, just from like styling things together, going to events and that type of thing. So yeah, that's kind of just where it started.
I absolutely love that. So yeah, I fell into it. I used to act in videos.
Did you?
On TikTok. Yeah.
Oh my God, stop.
I was like 12 and I used to cry in my bedroom and like make a video out of it and like POV. Do you know POV?
Stop.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
like point of view.
Yeah.
So I did that in my bedroom and then I blew up from that.
Oh, that's so
I
good.
actually got into it because of my sister though, because she's about your age. She's well actually older than you. She's 28 soon. Oh my God, she's a lot older.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
But she's going to be 28 and she used to get me when I was 10 years old in River Island Kids, get me to stand and like pose and she'd tag River Island. She got me like a Nickelodeon gift box once.
Stop it.
Where she used to do all the influencing too. So I got into it because my older sisters.
Oh, I love
and they
that.
basically pushed me into it at the age of like 9.
So
I was in front of River
now you've
Island.
got to thank your sisters.
Literally, thank you guys. Like honestly, I owe you my life. That's why I give them all my gifting. I'm like, you can have that because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have it.
This is what I'm giving back.
Literally, I'll give you all my makeup. It's fine. Evie says, what is your favourite fashion item in your wardrobe? That's hard. I've got too many.
That is hard, but I think a good pair of jeans, like Levi jeans, like tailored, do you know, like vintage ones that you can like tailor to
Do you
like your
flared?
I don't like a proper big flare, but I like a
light flare.
Yeah,
I quite like that. I just love like any jeans that are like low waisted, but like nice blue colour.
Yes,
perfect.
Like these ones that you've got on today are like perfect,
cute colour,
like a little rip, low waisted. Do you know, like where they just fit you nice, fit you on the bum, fit you on the leg.
Perfect jeans.
Yeah, perfect
I
jeans.
think, I love PLT jeans. My favourite item right now, anything like oversized varsity. I don't know what's going on. I definitely say that is one thing that like I am loving at the moment. Anything varsity vibes. So oversized, cute and stuff like that I love.
Yeah, love that.
Someone else says, how do you deal with negative comments about your appearance?
Block. The block button is my favourite button. Like, honestly.
I didn't realise how much people like I've blocked in my life. I went down and I was like, Jesus.
I'm like, what are you all doing?
My ex was like,
guys?
can you unblock me? I was like, you're at the bottom, mate. I don't even know where you are. I can't find you, sorry.
Yeah, literally. If anybody comments anything negative and I see it, I delete it. Well, I block them and then I delete it because I just think I don't want that on my post.
No.
If you've got something to say, keep it to yourself. And it's always accounts that like, they're never proper accounts. They're just like fake accounts, spam accounts. So I think
it's always the 0 followers.
Yeah.
User 87999. time.
Yeah, literally.
0 followers,
Literally.
0 posts, 0 following. I'm
So
like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, blocker,
Yeah.
all the way.
Always block. I always think, like, why would you want that infused? Even if you delete the comment, they're still going to re-comment it.
This is what I mean.
So
I
just
don't
block them.
just block them, because then I'm like, clearly you've got an issue, so I'll take that away from you. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to block my account.
Have some light in your
block your
life.
account.
I'm gone.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm gone.
you very much.
Goodbye.
No, I definitely agree with that. I think blocking's a really, really important thing. So if you're going through that, then definitely
Just block.
just block them.
Block them.
Just do it. Anyways, finally, do you have any hidden talents?
I
Wait, you used to dance.
I did used to dance. I actually put on my hidden talents that I can do the splits, but I don't think I can do them anymore, and I've not done them for the longest time.
Okay.
So I'm not even going to try that.
No.
But I am double jointed, and I know that is quite...
Someone's told me this is one of their private stories, so there you go. You've got one of
Really?
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, look at my arms. They're like literally go inside out.
Wait, I think I can do this.
Can you?
No, I don't think I can actually. No.
You can. Put your arms down.
Kind of, but not really. Maybe
they're
we're all
like-
just double jointed queens.
Yeah, double jointed queen.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, it's really not a talent, but...
No, it is a hidden talent. Well done.
Yeah,
My hidden talent is I can get my legs over my head.
Really?
Like fully, like a little ball. Quite good at that.
Stop it.
It's my acro tricks when I was younger.
Oh my God,
I've
that's
still got it,
crazy.
but I'm definitely going to lose it. I'm still young, but when I'm older, I'm definitely going to
Yeah,
not
you're
have
not
it
gonna be able
anymore.
to do that.
I'll be whipping out on the dance floor when I'm 28. Like, yeah. But no, that's definitely probably one of my hidden talents.
Yeah, I love
that is all
that.
for DMs though. But we're coming to the end of the pod, but I wanted to ask you,
Okay.
what is your private story? Something that people don't know about you, or something that happened in your life that you wanted to tell everyone?
So if I think Love Island related, if we're thinking, yeah, I'll go back to that. So I was actually supposed to be an OG. So I got flown out with all the OGs, was there literally when they were all there. We were all in, obviously I didn't know who was there, but we were all quarantining at the same time. We were all in cast holding. And yeah, so I wasn't actually ever supposed to be a bombshell. I was always supposed to be an OG. Like, they literally got my name printed for the bed. Yeah, literally, even like the cast members were like, where's Grace? Like, is she not supposed to be coming in? Like, what's going on? But
No
they
way.
yeah, they literally dropped me like a few hours before. Well, they changed their mind basically and was like, she's not going to be an OG anymore. She's going to be a bombshell.
Did you get ready for that or no? No getting ready?
No, but I went and literally I got all my press. So do you know the picture where like you're stood in your bikini and you've got to do like your little video about like, hi, I'm Grace, I'm 25 from Manchester. Da, da, da. So I did all that, and it's actually funny because me and Harriet figured out that we went in on the same day to do that, because my taxi, well, she figured it out because she came in, we were there at the same time, and the taxi driver that dropped her off also dropped me off, and he was like, oh, I've had a blonde girl in the back speaking to her best friend and her mum, like, I think you're both going in for the same thing. And then when we were in the villa together, she was like, were you there on the same day as me? I don't know how we figured it out. It was each
Oh
other.
my God.
So yeah, I was supposed to go in with like all the OGs, literally had my name printed for the bed. And then I think as soon as I landed, I don't know, ITV changed their mind all the time, but
did they know
Yeah.
about you and Joey maybe? That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, they knew, because like when you go in, they ask all about like your dating history. They're like, tell us, like, have you got any updated like dating stories? So I did say to them, you know, I met someone in Ibiza, da da da, and then I didn't tell them who, and they were like, oh, who is it? And I was like, well, he has been on TV, but I didn't want to like name drop. And they were like, oh, go on, tell us who. So then I obviously said. So whether, you know,
I reckon that was all calculated in the back of their heads. They probably
whether
thought
they were like, ding, 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 this is going to be a great storyline. But obviously I had no idea, I didn't think for a second that he would go on.
no. But what a great producing from ITV.
I mean,
Round of applause
what a great
for that.
idea from them.
No, that is a very good idea.
It
Credits
is.
to them for that, because yeah, I'd do the same if I was
Yeah,
them.
it is very good
Bringing
idea.
you in after, let him get a bit cooked, and then
Yeah,
you came
and then
in.
bringing me in to
That
bring
was
us to
great.
I think that's why maybe it changed, because I think he may have confirmed really last minute, and then they thought, right, let's bring her in as a bombshell instead of an OG.
I reckon that is what happened, you know. That's great though. What a good,
Yeah.
that is a good private story.
Thanks.
I love that. But thank you so much for coming
thank
on.
you.
Honestly,
Thanks
it's been
for
so nice to
having
actually
me.
finally meet you.
I know, I've
been
loved
waiting
it.
since I've been away. I was like waiting to go to an event where I'm going to see them all.
Oh, I
but no,
love
thank you for
that.
coming. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you do want to subscribe to the show, you can do that on Spotify, as well as follow us on your podcast app of choice. And make sure to like, comment, and leave a review now. You can also send me your question, stories, and dilemmas over on Instagram at Charlize's private story, and follow me on other social medias like Snapchat and TikTok too. Thanks so much. Bye.